The night sky was ablaze with a fierce storm. The winds howling like a chorus of restless spirits as they battered the stone walls of Castle Blackwood. Within its ancient halls, the inhabitants huddled in fear, praying for the tempest to pass. But it was not the storm that would bring destruction to their doorstep, it was the flames that erupted from the great hall, consuming the wooden beams and tapestries in a matter of moments. Panic set in as the castle's residents scrambled to escape the inferno. Among them was Eira, a young apprentice to the castle's elderly healer. She had always felt stifled by the traditional ways of the castle, where women were expected to fulfill narrow roles and men held all the power. Eira longed for something more, but her desires were constantly at odds with the expectations of those around her. As she stumbled through the smoke-filled corridors, desperate to reach the safety of the castle walls, she felt an unusual sensation coursing through her veins. It was as if her body was responding to the chaos around her, summoning a power she never knew she possessed. The flames seemed to part before her, allowing her to pass through the inferno unscathed. Eira's heart pounded in her chest as she realized that she was somehow controlling the fire, bending it to her will. The discovery both thrilled and terrified her, for in a world where magic was forbidden, she had unknowingly become a target. As she emerged into the cool night air, she saw the castle's lord, Sir Malcolm, standing atop the battlements, his eyes fixed on her with a mixture of fascination and suspicion. Sir Malcolm had long ruled Castle Blackwood with an iron fist, crushing any dissent and maintaining the traditional ways of the castle through fear and intimidation. But Eira's newfound powers threatened to upend his authority, and he would stop at nothing to claim them for himself. As the night wore on, Eira found herself at the center of a maelstrom, with Sir Malcolm's men closing in on her from all sides. She knew that she had to escape, but the castle walls seemed to be shifting and twisting around her, as if the very stones themselves were conspiring against her. With the storm raging on, Eira fled through the winding corridors, her powers growing stronger with each passing moment. She could feel the ancient magic that flowed through the castle's foundations, a power that had been hidden for centuries. As she ran, the walls seemed to come alive, the stones shifting to reveal hidden passages and secret doors. Eira's heart pounded in her chest as she realized that she was not just fighting for her own survival, she was fighting for the freedom to forge her own path. The final confrontation took place in the castle's great hall, the ruins of which still smoldered from the earlier fire. Sir Malcolm stood before her, his sword raised high, his eyes blazing with a fierce determination. Eira stood tall, her powers surging through her like a river of fire. The air was electric with tension as the two enemies faced off, the storm raging on outside. And then, in a burst of fury, Eira unleashed her full fury upon Sir Malcolm, the flames erupting from her fingertips to engulf him. As the flames died down, Eira stood victorious, but at a great cost. The castle lay in ruins, its traditions and expectations reduced to ashes. But Eira knew that she had been given a rare gift, the chance to forge a new path, one that was free from the constraints of the past. As she walked away from the castle, the storm finally beginning to subside, she felt a sense of liberation wash over her. She was no longer bound by the expectations of others. She was free to create her own destiny. And with that knowledge, she vanished into the night, ready to face whatever lay ahead.